Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I'm bringing you a video tonight titled "She's Gorgeous, but She Doesn't Have a Seat at the Table." This is a very important message that I'm going to bring to you tonight. It's been brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Life-changing, groundbreaking, revolutionary, transitional books. Order your copies, www.matthewchorne.com. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will interact with you in the comments. Continue to help me to get pushed up this algorithm so I can continue to bring you these messages. And let's get right to it. She's gorgeous, but she doesn't have a seat at the table. This is a very important message. I just finished recording my video, Immediately Evade Difficult Women. That's a heavy message I just brought you all. I want to post these back to back. And sometimes I make videos back to back, when I come in from going out and things like that. But these are two very important messages that I had to bring to you, but this is the latter. Yeah, she's gorgeous, but she doesn't have a seat at the table. And some of you have done work on yourselves. Some of you have elevated and made the transition into the sexually attractive man. See my two previous videos, transitioning to the sexually attractive man, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You worked on yourself. You got to a point where your previous experiences are a departure from your current experiences. You look back at how you used to move and you laugh at yourself because you're in an entirely different space, because you did the work, you took in the messages, and you improved to the point that you can no longer look back and operate in the way that you previously operated before. This is a natural progression of the transition to the sexually attractive man that I'm talking about. You're going to be in the space of beautiful women. You are their first choice. Not every one of them is prepared and ready to be in your space. And that's the focal point of this message tonight, because you don't want to be a simp who has become successful, who's made transitions, but hasn't fully caught up to himself and held himself and understand the experience that he needs to come from the beautiful woman, because the beautiful woman is your new norm. You haven't had access to her. You were on the outside looking in when it came to the gorgeous woman, but now this is your norm. And there's a temptation to go for the first beautiful woman that enters your space, regardless of the experience that she's given to you. Regardless if the experience that she's given to you does not match the magnitude of the elevated man that you've become. This is a dangerous place to be in, that all of a sudden things have changed for you. You've elevated. You have a new level of prestige, a new level of recognition amongst the world and beautiful women. But your self-perception allows beautiful women to enter your space who don't belong there. She shouldn't have a seat at the table. And, we can look at these podcasts. It's a lot of podcasts out right now. And, whether it's Fresh and Fit or, these other podcasts that have popped up on a nightly basis. And men will ask these women, what do you bring to the table? And they'll say, I am the table. That is a narcissistic proclamation that's hollow, because it's nothing but single beautiful women that are making these proclamations. So what I really want to communicate to you tonight is that whatever proclamation that a beautiful woman makes to you, you have to believe the opposite. Beautiful women who are mentally stable, who have done the work on themselves to stay in the space of the quality men, the quality attractive, sexually attractive man. They don't have to make proclamations, because they are regularly in the space of the kind of men that they want to be in. A proclamation is a manipulative maneuver to catch a sucker. A proclamation from a gorgeous woman is a manipulative maneuver to catch a sucker. And let me just go deeper into that to help you to understand how I'm framing this. As a sexually attractive man, like I said before, now that you've done the work, you've elevated, you're getting the looks, the glares, the experiences, the interactions with the kind of women that you like. These type of men, you're regularly in the space of beautiful women, okay? And it's okay because you're going to like some of these women because they're a representation of your physical type. They in the beginning they'll give you an experience that aligns with how you see yourself. They'll act right. But you as the elevated man, you're giving them an experience that's based on the man that you've become. You're not acting right, you're acting in accordance to the man that you've become. So you are going to fall for some of these women, and it's involuntary, it's nothing you can do about it. And you're falling for them based on the version of themselves that they're showing to you. But what happens is that when a gorgeous woman is in the space of the type of man that she wants to be with, the elevated, sexually attractive man, what happens is that she can give you an experience to an extent. Meaning that if you're showing up and you're consistent, you're caring, your word is your word, she can perceive that you are solid through and through. You're the table. You're the ultimate destination that she wants to land with a man. You're the table. But what happens a lot of times is that that woman has not prepared for you. And meaning that she can give you an experience to a certain point, but every inadequacy and her inability to prepare for you is going to come out. It's not going to take long. It's not going to take long. But the temptation to stay with her, if she hasn't prepared for you, the temptation is real. It's a real thing. Because you haven't been swimming in the sea of beautiful women on a consistent basis. So it's natural that you fall for this beautiful woman, especially if she's been giving you a good experience until a certain point. And that's what I'm talking about tonight. Until a certain point. Until that point where the solid man that you are doesn't match the inadequacies that are coming out of her pores. The way that she reverses on you. The way that the experience that she initially gave you doesn't line up with everything that's coming out of her. When her true self emerges, that's when you have a decision to make. And you don't want to be one of these weak men who's elevated, who's worked on himself, who loses everything because he faltered at the experience of a beautiful woman that she gave him that was a falsehood opposite of who she really is. Who she is going to come out. Who she is going to come out. And she'll get to a point that she's losing you. If you're a solid man, you are not swayed by beauty. You're not swayed by beauty. Beauty is normal. You are the table. You're the top tier man. You're the object of every woman's ultimate affection, meaning that the type of man that she describes that she really wants to be with. She doesn't have to parcel you out and settle for you, different aspects of you, 80-20 rule, bullshit. It's out the window. You're the complete man. And when she gets to a point that she's showing her true self, and you develop a threshold of patience for her, you've tried to help her work through certain things because you remember the initial experience that she gave you, and you have a hope that she can be a complete woman, and so you're making impartations into her. But you get to a point when you see that she's just not ready. You don't feel safe in her space anymore. Your heart was falling for her, but it's she's no longer a safe space for you to continue to insert yourself into her space. This is the turning point right here. This is what I'm talking about tonight. This is the turning point. In this moment, she feels you slipping away. She's going to make proclamations that she should have a seat at this table. I can get any of my exes back. All these people around me, these girls, I can take any of their men. Like, they start getting desperate and they're making proclamations. But beautiful women who are whole, who deserve a seat at the table, do not make proclamations. They don't have to. Because who they are allows them to peacefully remain in the space of the elevated man. So when a beautiful, gorgeous woman gets to the point where she feels you slipping away and she has to make a proclamation as to why she should stay, you have to believe the opposite of what she says. You're not the first attractive man that has his stuff together that she's met, but she's single because she couldn't keep those men. That's why she's single. And she doesn't want you to be the next man who is the table that she does not have a seat at his table. So she'll make these desperate, falseful, and narcissistic proclamations. And that's why when you get to that point, you have to believe the opposite of whatever the woman is saying because she doesn't have a seat at the table. She knows she should have a seat at the table based on her beauty, her youth, her qualities. She knows she should have a seat at the table, but she hasn't been able to maintain that seat at the table. And that's why she's making these proclamations to you. I can get any man I want. I can get this man. I can get that man. That's desperate. Beautiful women who are whole don't make those proclamations. And so she's hoping that you become the next sucker whose heart is falling for her, that has an unusual level of patience for her, meaning that she's shown you that she should not be there. And if you're an elevated man, that's why your heart is pulling away, because you see that she should not be there. That's why you believe the opposite of the narcissistic proclamations that this woman is making to you. She's gorgeous. She knows that the words she is saying to you should be her norm, but they're not. She's lost every high-level, attractive, sexually attractive man that she's ever met. And she's hoping that you, with this Hail Mary of narcissistic proclamations that she's making, she's hoping that you stick around for it so you can be the next Travis Hunter. This is very important. You cannot be swayed by beauty. Okay, you're swimming in the sea of beautiful women. They're approaching you. Who gives a fuck? It's the woman who's going to give you the experience that you want, that is a representation of true beauty. So let's visit our brother Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, playing for Colorado with Deion Sanders. This is a very unique case and observation if you really look deeply into it. His fiance, his young brother, probably like 20, 21 years old, his fiance openly admitted that Travis was not her first choice. Travis is not her type. And every black man in the red pill space right now is begging Travis Hunter to not do it. He's about to lose half of everything that he has. He's about to be a top 3 draft pick. He's about to lose everything. This woman is hanging on to him as a project, as the best man that she can dig her claws into, that she's not sexually attracted to. She's not into this guy. She's been doing things in the media publicly when he has a great game and giving him fits with the camera on him. He just got the Heisman Trophy. Deion Sanders had to tell her to stand up to acknowledge when he got the trophy. This woman is not into him. And what she truly wants is going to surface once she feels comfortable, once Travis gets everything that she wants. You do not want to be a Travis Hunter. And the beautiful part about this is that Travis Hunter has Deion Sanders, one of the best cornerbacks in NFL history. And during senior night, Deion Sanders' sons set it up so that his ex-wife, their mother, Pilar Sanders, was there with him in person, and they were supposed to walk them out together. And they blindsided Deion because they know that they have friction. Deion made a mistake with the beautiful woman. He believed her proclamations, but he wasn't sold on himself. He suffered. He lost tremendously. And he's regained because he's a high-earning man. He has a name. He's one of the best to ever pick up a football. But he's so reminiscent of the damage that she did to him that he doesn't even want to be in her space. She's that toxic. And so Travis Hunter has an example of what not to do. But he's reached his precipice, and he's going to climb higher and higher, and he's walking head first into the slaughterhouse. And here's Deion Sanders. Here's his coach. Here's his mentor that did the same thing that he did and suffered. Deion Sanders ran away on camera, national TV, when Pilar came down and his sons tried to get them to walk both of them out on senior day. Deion Sanders ran. He acknowledged that he made a mistake. He believed the narcissistic proclamations that Pilar Sanders made, and he paid a hell of a price for it. And so that's what I'm focusing on tonight. Yeah, you've elevated, you've made some strides, but that woman, if she really belongs in your space and she's gorgeous, she's giving you such a good experiences. She doesn't have to make narcissistic and desperate proclamations as to why she should remain in your space. But when it gets to that point, it's too late. It should be too late. But for a lot of men in elevated positions, it's not too late and they lose half of everything. And that's what I really want to communicate and get across tonight. The beautiful woman is the woman that gives you the best experience, not the gorgeous woman that's a gorgeous woman on paper that keeps getting invited to the table but can't pull up a seat because her qualities are inadequate. So you don't want to be swayed by the narcissistic proclamations of a beautiful woman. Once again, believe the opposite of anything that she says. The fact that she has to make a proclamation, a desperate plea for you to stay in her space, shows you that she does not belong. And she's hoping that you're naive and green enough to believe that she does and bypass her red flags. Bypass the inadequacy of the treatment that you're receiving from her. She's hoping that you're a sucker. Suckers pay prices out here. Men who become successful, men who get money, men who elevate themselves, men who become attractive. Yeah, you're going to have a sea of new women in your space. But a lot of these women have not worked on themselves. They've been at the table before, but they couldn't stay, and they're looking for you to be a sucker. So you cannot believe any narcissistic proclamation that a gorgeous woman is making to you. She will be your end. She will unravel everything that you've worked on yourself to create and build. The proclamation that she's making, it should be that way. If you look at every successful man, especially in the black community, our community, they all got the same type of woman. That light skin, that long hair, that caramel, red bone, that long hair. And a lot of them end up on the wrong side of divorce. That woman leaves them after they get comfortable, they sink their claws in, they give them a good enough experience, and they flip the script, and that man still proposes. Sucker. They're looking for a sucker. And I don't want you to be that sucker, man. Y'all been vibing with me. My channel's growing. You know, we have a bit of a community now. I see same people commenting. I'm interacting with you all. I came here to bring y'all truth, man. I don't want to see y'all be that next sucker as y'all improve yourself and you get everything that comes along with being of the magnitude of man that you're becoming and that you are. I don't want you to be a sucker because a gorgeous woman entered your space who does not deserve to have a seat at the table. I don't want you to be that sucker, man. So the only woman that should remain in your space, yes, you have access to gorgeous woman. Eat the fruit of the land, okay? You have a new level of woman aesthetically that's checking for you. Women that you were on the outskirts with, and now she's in your space and you can look in. You're not outside looking in anymore. But make sure the woman that makes her way to your space deserves to be there. Make sure she's giving you a continual experience, not just an initial experience that you're falling for based on her beauty and how she's treating you. Whatever's in her is going to come out if you're a solid man. Pay attention to what you see. Understand whether that gorgeous woman deserves a seat at the table. And she'll show you over time, meaning that she won't switch up. You'll feel safe with her over time. And that's when you make her your woman. That's when you consider a future with her. Because she's your aesthetic type. Yeah, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful. But in the same vein, she has a full recognition of the man that you are, and she knew that she would meet you one day. She prepared for you. She's not putting anything in the back of your mind. And her beauty does not pervade or overlap the experience that she's giving you. That's the woman that you choose. So don't be a sucker for a beautiful woman that's making proclamations. Be a wholehearted safe space for a woman that deserves to land in the space of a successful, elevated, sexually attractive man. The man that has access. Choose the right woman. Don't believe her proclamations. Everything she's saying, it should be that way, and she knows it. She's been at the table, but she couldn't pull up a seat because she doesn't have the qualities to stay. Quality men have tossed her back to the sea of single women, and she's hoping you're a sucker. Don't be that sucker, man. Do not be that sucker. Yeah, she's gorgeous. You haven't had that many women around you that look like her. Who gives a fuck? What kind of experience is she giving you? Is she a safe space for you to give her your last name? Make her your girl. Is she a safe space? If she's making proclamations, I can get any man I want. Any of my exes, I can get them back. If she's saying stuff like that, she knows that you're pulling back based on what you see. Those are desperate pleas of manipulation to hope that you stay in it with her. Pay attention to your instincts. Love yourself enough to not go too deep in the space of a toxic, beautiful woman. That has been the undoing of man since the beginning of time, since Samson and Delilah. Beautiful women have been stealing the potential of quality, elevated men for centuries. Don't be that man. Yes, she's making proclamations, but she doesn't deserve to be at the table, man. She doesn't deserve to be at the table. And that's the whole point of what I had to say tonight. She does not deserve to be at the table. Do not pull up a seat for her. You will suffer. And sometimes Deion Sanders was blessed enough to have earning potential that he reclaimed everything that was taken from him. But the average man is not going to have that kind of money to reclaim the losses of the woman that sold him the proclamation. She was just waiting you out. Wait until she had a couple kids by you. State law says she's been married to you long enough. She's taking everything you have. She doesn't belong at the table. And that's the whole point of what I'm saying tonight. Only entertain women who do not have to make proclamations because they are a safe space for you to pull her seat up and allow her to remain at the table. She is not the table. She's nothing until an elevated man invites her to the table, and she knows that. Do not be the sucker that believes the proclamations that she's making. You will suffer. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight just talking about she's gorgeous, but she doesn't deserve a seat at the table. It's been brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to help me get push up the algorithm. Everyone who wants custom videos, you're in my comments asking me to make videos about certain topics. A donation of $50 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App will get your video up on my page in 24 hours or less. Leave a note with your video topic, with your donation on PayPal or Cash App, or make your donation and email me at matthewchorne.com with a more in-depth explanation of what you're looking for me to cover in the video. And your video will be on my page in 24 hours or less. Don't forget to drop something in my donation information. If this video has been of value to you, your thought processes have been elevated as a result of encountering my message, drop something in my donation information. I'm giving it up. I'm giving my best. Maybe you can say you're not hearing stuff like this. It's valuable. That's one thing I know. Drop something in my donation information, my PayPal or my Cash App. That's in my video description. And I truly appreciate everyone who's been donating. And lastly, if you're in need of coaching, if you know I'm your man and my voice and my message resonates with you in terms of your ability to elevate and have desirable outcomes in the dating space, don't forget to email me at matthewchorne.com. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. I'll get right back to you. I'll do an assessment, and I'll get back to you with some answers and the terms of the coaching, and the coaching will begin immediately. Once again, she's gorgeous, but she doesn't have a seat at the table. Inhale that. I spit some real tonight. Inhale that. Don't be beguiled, don't be fooled, and don't be manipulated by a beautiful woman that's looking to take advantage of you. If you become the complete, desirable, elevated, successful, sexually attractive man, you're going to be swimming in the sea of beautiful women. It may be new for you. But if you get to the point where you're falling for her and she feels you slipping away because she's not showing up the right way, and she makes these proclamations, believe the opposite. She doesn't deserve and she doesn't belong, and she should not have a seat at your table. I'll see you soon.